94.9 FM The Game. I am your host, Poddy Ali. We got Head Krack in the building. What's going on, partner?
Yo, man, just maintaining out here, trying to keep this win streak going and, motivate the peoples.
Yes, man. Can you briefly explain to everyone, how did you get started in doing everything you do? I mean, dude, you got like 8 jobs.
I know, man, it's crazy. Sometimes I'll be like, yo, how many things are we going to care about at one time? But the crazy thing is I care about it all, so, like, I never get bored. The story all begins, I think, back when I was in, I was, interning in college, right? I took
Right,
this class called survey broadcasting, which I thought was radio, right? Come to
right.
find out, it was just generic internship for any type of business. So I ended up working at a record company as an intern. And then, I'm learning behind the scenes stuff. I'm like, doing marketing. I'm helping them on the street level. And then on some occasions, I would actually take records up to the radio stations and meet some of the DJs. So
Right.
between point A and point B, I ended up meeting people later on who would put me in place to be able to have my own radio show because people were familiar with me from just like calling in and like winning freestyle battles on the air and whatnot. So like, there was doors opening all around me and I didn't even realize it or know it, man. So it was
Right.
crazy.
That's crazy. So those doors kind of got you to Ricky Smiley and the Dish Network, right?
Dish Nation, yeah.
Dish Nation. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, like, the radio show, that I'm on right now, the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, I got there coming from nights. And between point A and point B, the morning show got really big, and we started getting syndicated into all these different markets. And, we started, getting the attention of some people who were in position to put us on television. They wanted to do an entertainment news show. And our morning show was very entertainment-driven. So it made a lot of sense, for us to be one of the shows. So, they did this test run. Next thing you know, the show takes off. We get like a multi-year syndication deal to be on a whole bunch of stations on Fox. And,
Right.
And the rest is history. And a lot of times it doesn't seem like work because it's fun. I'm having fun the
Right.
entire time. So it's not even really like, like I'm shoveling coal or chopping down trees or anything.
Right, right. So can you explain all the different things you do? Because I'm sitting here with my co-host, and I'm like, you understand this man? He's like, you're a comedian, you're a rap. Explain to them everything you do.
Now, like when you say comedian, I use that term very light, very loosely. Like I
Okay.
make observations, and
Right.
people happen to laugh at my observations. It is what it is.
Right.
But like there are like legit stand-up comics who are on roads
Exactly.
50,
Yeah,
60
I
days
understand. I got you. I
out of
got
the
you.
year, and
Right.
you know what I'm saying. So I definitely respect that hustle. But what I am is I am a writer. I'm a person who curates ideas and tries to turn them into fruition. I have multiple businesses that I'm like on the ground floor starting it up, and some of these are actually like taking off and getting a little bit of steam behind them. Like I got this thing that I'm behind called the shirtofthemonth.com,
Mm.
which is like a monthly subscription based shirt site where like
Right.
you pay a flat fee and every month you get a shirt sent to you. There's that.
Oh,
There's the
sweet.
live comedy mixtape, which is which is like my foray into comedy, but like in a hip hop way. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like it's hip hop, it's comedy, it's all married together, but like in a very unique way. Like I mean, the easiest comparison to go to is I guess Saturday Night Live with a beat behind it.
Right. Right.
That
Oh,
kind of vibe.
wow. Yeah.
So we do these events all across the country. We actually got one this weekend in Atlanta for my birthday, and the comedians on the show were dope. The sketches that we wrote for this particular show were really dope, and our musical guest is a personal favorite of mine. Because I'm like one of them young TV raps babies from the '90s, so
Right.
I had to go into my '90s bag and pull out Nice and Smooth, and
Ooh, you got nice
and
and
just do it
smooth.
right. Yo, those are my peoples, and like I'm such a big Nice and Smooth fan. And the
Right.
crazy thing is, like one of the first times I ever got robbed when I lived in New York, I was going to buy a Nice and Smooth cassette. Like I was in middle school at the time, and yo, they was gonna get my money over my dead body. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't giving up nothing, and I
Right.
ended up getting my Nice and Smooth tape. And like they're such a dope live performing group, man. So I had to have them at the party, and and there's gonna be some more great things to come out of that down the road. So there's that. There's the radio thing. There's my solo project that I'm working on. There's my group project with my group, the Bodega Brothers.
Okay.
There's Dish Nation. There's Ricky Smiley for real. I feel like I'm forgetting something. but I don't want to confuse the people.
Yeah, don't confuse them. I mean, it's a big thing where it's like people are being they're one dimensional. It's like I'm a rap, I'm gonna just do this, and then they fizz out. Um, with what you're doing, man, it's a new wave, and we really appreciate people like, especially brothers like you that are actually pushing the envelope on different genres and different varieties, man. It's crazy out there to watch it. Because like I said, I stumbled upon your freestyle. Like I didn't know you can freestyle. Like I didn't
Yeah,
know that. I didn't
and
know
that's
you
the
can
crazy
rap.
thing because out of everything I do, I like rapping more than everything else. You know what I'm saying? Like if there was like a
Wow.
Matrix moment where there was like a red pill, blue pill, like hey, if you take the red pill, you'll rap forever and you can live comfortably off your raps, or B, you can do everything else that you're doing. I definitely would take the rap pill because
Wow.
the reason being is look what the culture does for us
Exactly.
when utilized correctly. Like me and you both have jobs
Right.
because of hip hop.
Right.
Because hip hop is a thing me and you both have, we both get a check.
Right.
So if you could try your best to create music at a high level that's gonna matter years from now, that can possibly mold and shape the brains of the people that are listening to you, why would you not want to take that route? Because like
Crazy.
I'm sure you could think about the times, right,
Right.
where like maybe you was in a dark, low place in your life, right? And there was a song or something that you heard that completely changed the trajectory of how your day was going to
Mob
be.
Deep. Yes, Mob Deep.
Yeah,
Shook
what's the
ones.
Mob Deep go to?
Shook
See?
ones.
Man, listen, you can get pumped up to erase. You can get pumped up to go into work, listening to Shook Ones. You can
Right.
get pumped up for a fight. Like you could
Right.
kill someone or
Yes.
ace a math test listening to Shook Ones in 5 seconds. It just depends on what you need it for.
Right.
So, I'm just trying to create those moments within the music, man, and like, just make a body of work that I can stand behind 20 years from now. Because, like, there's a lot of records that I hear people make that, like, hey, man, like, when you're 45, will you still feel that way?
Exactly, and that's going into. I'm glad you said that. It's going to our another question I want. So, what do you feel about like the 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 hip hop scene right now? Like what? Because me, I'm pretty much I'm an '80s baby. I was born in
Uh-huh.
the '80s, so I'm strictly hip hop. Until I was brought up on Nas, stuff like that. And I see these guys, and I see this guy Kodak Black he put up a picture of himself, and then he has a picture of Jay-Z, and he has Jay-Z and DMX lyrics on one side, and it says Money, H, they song they had to go, with
Yeah.
him and DMX. And then it has him where it has his words, and it was like he was a little bit more lyrical than what was the chorus of DMX and Jay-Z. And he said, this is what they were talking about in the 90s, and this is what I'm talking about in 2017. Our rap is more relevant. That's what this guy.
Mm. I mean, here's the thing. Like money, right? It's always going to be a common denominator.
Right.
No matter what year it is, people always going to want money. So that's always going to be a running, driving narrative of the culture. It is what it is. You're going to have your periods in time where it's going to be great to rap about how much money you have. Then you're going to have those woke pockets of time where people are going to be on a different wavelength and trying to empower people differently. Kodak Black knows how to play the social media game. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
you know, he knows how to say things that are going to push buttons and get him more interviews. And I think that's a skill that, and it's weird because like it's not a skill if you're doing it for attention
Right.
per se. Like, hey, I know if I say the opposite of what I know is the thing,
Right.
I'm going to get interviewed. But if you know how to play the game to get the interviews, you're playing the game,
Right.
right? Because like not all games are played fair, so you got to win it by any way you can, right?
Yeah, but in my upbringing, it's a such thing. It's like it was a respect thing where it's like, okay,
Right.
these are the people. This is Mount Rushmore. Without Mount Rushmore, you wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? So some things
Absolutely.
is not to be touched in my era. What I would think that has been thrown out the window.
No, you're absolutely right. You have a lot of new artists that are coming up that don't know the history of the culture. And I'm not saying that in order to be in hip-hop, you have to listen to every Sugar Gang record,
No, no,
Sugar
of course
Gang
not.
record. You
Right.
don't have to listen to Rakim's whole autobiography, but you do have to have a certain level of respect for the people who, like, you know, paved the way to get you to the point where you are now.
Exactly.
Because what you're seeing now is, like, a lot of bad copies of copies, and it's really diluting the culture.
Oh my God, yes.
Because if you peep how many classics were created between the years of, let's say, 86 through 97-ish,
Right.
98-ish, versus how many classics are still going to sound great 15 years from now, it's really dwindling.
It's no comparison. Yeah, no comparison.
Yeah, like there's some songs that are just unlistenable. Like when I hear Laffy Taffy now,
Yeah.
it sounded bad when it came out, but now it's even worse. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I like Fabo as a person.
Right, right.
You know, and because the ill thing is, like, I met Fabo one time, and it's crazy. Like, Fabo from D4L is actually a hip hop head.
Are you serious?
Yo, and
I cannot get that out of him, man.
Yo, Posh, you gonna find it's nuts, but like, yo, I got a crazy record that I'm sitting on with Fabo on it, and I just haven't put it out because I don't know exactly where it fits in the body of work that I'm working on, but it's a great song.
Man,
and, like, he gave me the record with the hook already on it and his verse, and it don't sound like no D4L record. It sound like something that could have been on Raucus. Like if you know Raucus records,
yeah.
like something that could have been on Raucus, and it's like, whoa, what do I put the particular body of work? Do I make it a Bodega Brothers record?
Right.
I don't know, but it's weird.
That's
like,
crazy.
You got a lot of people in hip hop who maybe respect the culture at a certain level, but they make these weird adjustments so they could
For
play
the money.
game, so they could be a part of the conversation. And like, no one likes to do anything for free.
Right.
I get it, because, you know, hey, let me live in this house for the culture. No, somebody's going to throw you out and throw the locks in.
Exactly.
You know? So people are making these adjustments just to, you know, do what they got to do. Like Lil Uzi Vert, like if you, you know, rewind like mad years ago, he was a totally different guy.
Yep, I saw that.
He made these little adjustments, and next thing you know, he's a thing.
That's crazy, man. So let's talk about that new single you got. Like, what single are you sending us? I ain't even get a chance to look at it.
The name of the record is called All the Way Lit, featuring this dude named Marty, who's on the hook. And basically, you know, a lot of people make records to go to the party or to party to.
Okay.
All the Way Lit is a record to leave the party to.
Right.
If you know what I mean. These are those moments on your way home, like when you're in the Uber.
Interesting.
Or when you driving home because things didn't quite go right. You know, the alcohol's wearing off. You're sobering up. That buzz is leaving your system, and you're like starting to have coherent thoughts. Because a lot of people make music to get messed up to, but this is more like coherent, sobriety, you know, getting sober music.
Okay, that's crazy, man. Yeah, but that's crazy. I haven't really. I mean, you see a lot of songs out there, and they got a lot of meaning behind. This is the first time I've heard that.
Thank you, man. I mean, the thing, and I try to Trojan horse the information. I make the song all the way lit, so you automatically think it's about getting smashed.
Exactly.
It's like, it's really about like letting everything slow down and just appreciating what's around you, and appreciate living in the moment. You know, like we videotape everything.
Yes.
We don't live in the moment anymore. We get faded and high just to barely remember everything that's happening at that moment in time.
Right.
So it's when you really start coming back to your senses and start having these coherent thoughts, that's when your life really begins.
You making total sense, man. And just briefly a step on that. Beyonce, she was on stage, and this fan, she was going up to the fan, and she was like trying to sing with the fan. That's what she does in some of her concerts or whatever. The fan takes out the phone, but couldn't get the phone right. So Beyonce, like, this is a moment. Why would you be? Why are you trying to selfie? Why don't you just be in the moment and stop the concert and just went to the next person?
Yeah, and she has a very, because like, listen, her actually telling people about the moment versus showing them is going to make the moment even bigger.
Yes.
Than me showing it to you on a 7-inch phone screen.
Right.
I remember one time I had a moment. I'm on a plane, and I'm flying to L.A. My face is buried in the phone. I'm playing a video game on my phone, trying to level up, right? I hear a voice over my shoulder, and he's like, yo, MFA, I thought you would have been in the Creflo Dollar plane. I looked up. It's Samuel L. Jackson.
Wow.
And the crazy thing is, like, you expect Samuel L. Jackson to curse at you and you know, and
Right.
say shit. And, you know, we sat there and talked for like 5 or 6 minutes just about, you know, just small things, small talk and whatnot. And I could have completely destroyed the moment by asking him to take a picture, but I didn't. I was just like, yo, that man thought enough for me to walk up and say what's up and spark a conversation. I should live in that moment as opposed to taking a picture just to show everybody that one time I ran into Samuel L. Jackson.
Right.
The story is much better without the picture.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Make
and I'm talking to Samuel L. Jackson. I'm like, yo, who you rolling with? Nah, it's just